Thursday morning at 7 a.m. because it's their time zone over there. So if you want to see a shit show, wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning and check out this URL, twitch.tv/tforcepodcast, to make sure that I am going to all that shit. Oh yeah, and no voice comms. No voice comms. Right, no comms.
No comms.
No comms. Just remembered that. Alright. At that point, I think we are ready. So... Yeah. And here we go, picks and bans. First game.
Yeah, oh my goodness, intense.
I'm so hyped.
We're back. What are you drinking today?
I'm drinking grape Mio. Actually, you put water in a bottle and you put some of this Mio stuff in it and it tastes really good. I have to go fill up my bottle in between games. What are you drinking?
I am drinking Dr. Pepper.
Like usual. Might go grab a vitamin water and then all that shit.
Alright, well, Jackson Wukong coming out for bans. Alright, so those of you that don't know the rules of Battle Arena, because I know that this is kind of blown up, and that was really quick. Over 1 week, that exploded.
I'd say over a couple hours it exploded, but...
So, the rules of Battle Arena is you're not allowed to have voice communication. This is entirely to make you better, so no rage. Because if you rage, and I feel like I'm justified in it, we will ban you from Battle Arena, because we're a community here, we're a big family, and we don't want people to get angry at each other. So just keep that in mind, bear that in mind. And yes, this will be going live this will be going up on the Twitch channel and the YouTube channel, which I will highlight after the games and cut them, and then we will post them. It'll be highlighted in the Twitch, so it'll be saved on Twitch, but it'll also be on YouTube for you guys to later view, just in case Twitch, gets bought out and gets rid of all the videos. That being said, we will probably do a Q&A at the very end, which will also be highlighted, cut, and put on YouTube as well. That's
where I might get Days to come in to do QA.
Okay. That's where we're going to talk about all the things that you want to talk about. Not so much what happened in-game. We'll give you some advice in-game while we're doing it, so we want you to go back and watch it. So, I want you guys to, for those of you that are, sitting in the Twitch and sitting in the game, let us know right now who you want us to focus on, if you want particular attention, or if this is just a practice game for you, then it's not a big deal. But we want to make sure that we're focusing on the right people that want the right attention. And, in what aspect? Hey, how is my, kiting, or et cetera, et cetera. Because there's a lot going on, and we want to keep track of everything, to a fine point. Yeah. That's pretty much that.
Depending on what she says, we might have Days Untold join us for Q&A after it's all said and done.
Okay, cool.
Because she asked me earlier if I needed any help with this, and I said, no, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
But then I just thought, if we're doing Q&A, because she knows her stuff really well.
I don't have just the nib. I don't have a full overlay. We're working on getting that. But honestly, this is this is just for fun. If you're gonna ghost, then that's pretty messed up. You shouldn't ghost. No, Jack, there's nothing special you need to do in this game. You just need to sit in the T-Force chat, and we'll put it in, if you can get into the T-Force chat. It's kind of tough sometimes. Get into the T-Force chat, and yeah, we'll spam the game name and the password, and then you can just join from there.
Yep. Standard stuff coming out.
Minus the
I'd
Cho'Gath.
say. Minus the Cho'Gath.
But that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
I like Cho.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of Cho'Gath in the last couple patches. A lot more than I did before. Actually, Xerath would be interesting from Craven here.
I love Xerath. He's so much fun.
Xerath's a pretty good champion.
Yeah.
He's not great against teams that can dive well, but he's a strong champion.
But he fits really well with like a Morgana because he can follow up bindings with really good Qs.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
For sure.
For sure. And that does bring out an aggressive bottom lane with Twitch and Morgana.
Yeah.
Even though they nerfed Twitch's early game a little bit, he's still very strong. Oh, but then Craven. Oh. You had me there for a second, Craven. I thought you were going to pick Ziggs.
No, it's really funny. Lately, everyone's been saying that AD carries are super strong and overpowered, but I've completely lost my ability to AD carry. Like, I got myself to gold, finally, through AD carry. And all of a sudden, AD carry just feels like lackluster since 4.10. I feel like I talked about this with you before, though.
I think we've talked about this before, actually. Yeah, Tabs and Double Lift have talked about AD carry itemization, and they talked about the itemization on the podcast last night.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good.
And essentially what it comes down to is, I think, like, Blade of the Ruined King's starting to become a strong item, and it's interesting to see what's going on. Oh, and Essence Reaver is complete shit.
Yeah, I already knew that. I hate Essence.
Well, I mean, I tested it on a couple. I played Blue Ez with Essence Reaver, and I didn't like it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't really like Essence Reaver. I think it's kind of a lackluster item. It feels really underpowered and just kind of too expensive. I don't know. I love that two people said the same thing at the same time in the Twitch chat. By the way, we do watch the Twitch chat, so if you have any questions or want to talk about anything in particular, feel free to say so in the Twitch chat. I will be monitoring that as well as talking and shit.
Tier on Jace into Essence Reaver, then Manamune.
Yeah, Lucian, exactly, Mystic, is who I mained the last few months, and he just doesn't feel good anymore.
Well, he's just relied on Bloodthirster, and they took that one. He was such a strong AD carry with Bloodthirster, and then it's just not the same with Phantom with
Blade.
Infinity Edge.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not. And it's just that scaling attack damage was just so good. It felt so good. And
Wait, did We Will Fair get dropped from Super Hot Crew?
Oh, no.
Apparently.
I haven't really been paying attention to the LCS right now. Like, I've, focused all of my attention in the new cast on the new player cast.
Well, new player Journey to 30 tomorrow at 7 p.m. before Trinity Force podcast it's on this channel, right?
Yeah, on this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk to Snaggle and talk to Pone about doing it 2 days a week, just because I feel like we went over a decent amount, but it just didn't feel like enough. Like, I wanted people to watch it, but at the same time it just kind of felt like not enough for a first week. Yeah. But anyway, we're coming into the delay, so
Nautilus was the last pick. Yeah. That's awesome.
I know. Per usual, we're gonna go ahead and do our plugs. So if you want to go ahead and do that.
Sure. You new guys are probably wondering, hey, what's the Trinity Force podcast? Well, the Trinity Force podcast is a network of 3 podcasts consisting of the Trinity Force proper, the Trinity Force the T-Force LCS rundown, and the Oz LOL podcast. First off, I'd like to talk about the Trinity Force proper. The Trinity Force proper is the main podcast of the network, and it's got Homophobia, DeClaude, Dom Nom 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 Nom, and Shira.
I think there's too many knobs, but
I just like saying Nom 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 Nom. So, but they go live on this channel, twitch.tv/TForce Podcast, every Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard/Daylight Time. Whatever the time is, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll just say that. Second off, well, I suppose I should tell what they do. They go over patch notes, and they'll take listener questions, and they'll have guests on. They've had Victorious Gaming's Greg, Producto, the caster from Super Smash Brothers. He's been on an episode, and a bunch of other cool people. Even Moobeat from Surrender at 20.
Mm-hmm.
Second one I'd like to talk about is the LCS Rundown, and that is Cereal Box, Optimus Tom, Mont McGorum, and Greg Russo. And they go live on Sundays at 9 Eastern, just after the LCS, and they talk about this week in LCS, NA, and EU, and they'll touch on fantasy a little bit. The third one I like to talk about doesn't go live yet, but it's our brothers from Down Under, the Oz LOL podcast. It's Carrot Colossus and his crew, and they'll talk just about talk about the same stuff as T-Force proper. They'll answer questions, they'll talk patch notes, but what's something cool that they do is they talk about the Australian/Oceanic scene, which is up and coming. And there's some pretty good teams in Australia. But they post to our website, trinityforcepodcast.com, and that's usually on Thursdays.
Mm-hmm. That's that. And you can follow all those guys on Twitter. Pretty easy to follow. We're not going to list them all right now, but most of them are just their names and just at their names. You can also check out the TrinityForcePodcast.com, where they have all the information there, as well as the Trinity Force YouTube. I believe it's just youtube.com/TForcePodcast. We have every single thing that ever gets streamed here on the Trinity Force Podcast channel is put up there. So go ahead and check out there as well.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, you know it. So we're loading in. Apparently I'm sexy. Thanks, Ark. Appreciate you, buddy.
I get no love.
No love for Badger?
No love
sound
for Badger.
Sexy. I sound amazing, because people back in my old raiding days, I used to be the raid leader assist.
Just because people wanted to listen to
your
voice.
Yeah, because people love my voice. No, I'm not even kidding you. They're like, all right, they called me. I was Raffle. They're like, Raffle, really, you seem to know a lot about the fights, and whenever we get into new content, we want you to talk about it because you have a sexy voice. So, talk about it. I was like, okay.
Yeah. I didn't get to ask, since now that I have the chance. You know what question's coming.
What's
You had
that?
some time to think about it. Which team?
Oh,
looking
right.
at it. Looking at team comps, which one do you pick to win?
Okay, let me do some analyzation real quick.
Analytics.
This is my job. Early game, I really have to give the power to the blue team. Their early game power is is really, really strong. That is kind of how I feel. Bot lane is kind of a toss-up, because I know Caitlyn actually fares really well against Twitch, but Morgana fares really well against Thresh, so it really kind of goes down to skill in that lane. But in the mid lane, I think that I would definitely have to give it to Viger. I just feel like he can just poke and out-sustain a lot better than Xerath. Despite Xerath's passive, I feel like he's really good at sustaining, and Viger has always been really good at that. But in the top lane, I definitely have to give it to Udyr. I can't see Cho'Gath really being able to deal with an Udyr, simply because that movement speed is never going to be able to land a Rupture. And if he does land a Rupture, then it's kind of Udyr's fault in the first place.
Well, yeah. I honestly would have to say that if the only way that it could be worse for Cho'Gath is if Udyr was running Ignite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that all being said, mid and late game, purple team just completely obliterates blue team in the realm of CC, in the realm of just burst damage, from everything to just pokes to catches to everything. When purple team starts to group up, they're gonna be able to fight way better than the blue team, I think.
Punch, that would be a little bit awkward, but I'd be alright with it.
I don't know what you're talking in.
Watch
Oh,
Twitch.
Badger
See
would be
Twitch.
I think he would be definitely all right with that. But also, we have to look at the junglers. I think Pantheon provides a lot more pressure than a Nautilus. Nautilus is
He's
kind
got a
of
faster clear, and he's going to be able
much
to
faster clear, and he's also
double
just
buff and
Mhm.
go top and actually help out the Udyr. Or he's going to be able to gank the Udyr at an early level, and
Yeah.
Nautilus is going to take a little while to get there.
right. So, and especially once Pantheon hits 6, that's going to be a big threat. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think, honestly, I'm going to have to probably give it to the purple team just by looking at their team comp. But blue team definitely can find something out of this. If they can get some early catches and some early kills,
It's all going to come down
do
to,
something.
I'd say it all comes down to if Vigar can just one-shot anybody on the
That's
purple
not
team.
going to happen. I don't know if that's ever going to be able to happen because of Morgana. Morgana can easily stop a Viger if she's decent. So
true, but I don't know. He has a ton of power.
he does have a ton of power. I agree. It's going to be difficult with the Morgana there. It's going to be
Yeah,
difficult. For
that's
them
what I
to
mean.
do
I
much.
mean, it's not going to be easy, but it's not easy to carry games on your back like this Vigar might have to.
Movement speed Quince on the Xerath. I like it.
Yeah, it's a good choice.
Gives him a lot of mobility when he's pulling out his Q. Yeah, that's true too, Shifu. And that's kind of why
It's outranged,
he
but
gets outranged, but not too hard from Xerath himself. Like, you would think that, yeah, Xerath has a lot of range, but Xerath requires a certain amount of finesse that just, even with the range, is difficult for you to land things because of the range.
finding actually lands.
Ooh, misses the Force Pulse, though.
They're just gonna get some damage on
Or
him.
Arcana Pulse.
Purple team actually has a really strong level 1,
Yeah.
and I'm surprised they're not at least shading to go in towards the blue team. Especially against a Vigar at level 1. They know they can pause, right?
Yeah, there's a pause coming out.
Okay, there's the pause.
So pretty standard stuff coming out for buys, although Viger with the Flask is a little bit interesting. I wonder if he's expecting a lot of poke to come out of the Xerath.
Okay. Yeah.
Sustain is pretty good for mid laners. Flask is actually pretty common nowadays. It's just, I feel like Viger sustains
I feel
really
like Boots
well.
4 would be...
Yeah.
Honestly, if you want sustain, because his passive's really strong.
Really
I'm not
strong, which is
sure
why.
if it's... I'm not sure, because it's basically a free chalice
Yeah.
at level 1.
Well, minus the magic resist, but yeah.
Minus the magic resist, of course, but...
No, but
I mean-
I agree. It's a lot of
Like-
mana, so I don't know if Flask is. Holy cow! Rupture seems huge. Is that just me, or did that seem like a huge animation?
That's the normal size of Rupture.
Ah, I haven't seen a Cho'Gath
That's...
in a while.
Oh, yeah, that probably makes sense. Oh, Hook actually lands in the bottom lane, and some nice damage coming back and forth between the two teams.
But there's
Good.
Caitlyn doing a lot of damage went down on the Twitch, but blue team definitely came out ahead on that one just because the trades. Look at that damage.
Yeah, it's just the early range advantage.
Yeah, and that's what's going to be going on in the blue team or in the bot lane a lot. Is they're going to get. Oh, good catch.
Actually, another Hook lands. He's going to follow up on it. Exhausts are going to go down from both sides. I don't think it's going to be enough unless...
Oh!
Oh, he didn't heal.
Good Q.
Dang.
That was really good. All right, so that was one of those times where heal needed to be dropped,
Yeah.
and that was within the.
I'm not sure if he was trying to bait out, like, a flash with that, or if he was just waiting to see if it was enough, because he didn't have a health pot. He had a health pot chugging at that point, but it really wasn't... It wasn't too much
Yeah.
to get him sustained, so...
So, all right, in the mid lane, that's a lot of pressure going down
So-
right now. I gotta say though, I think both mid laners need to be a lot more conscious of their mana.
Yeah.
don't know
Kraven
if
are
blue team wants to
churning
be
down
in
all
this
his
kind of
pots.
position.
And here
Back in-
comes
well, a good stun
the
coming
flash.
down. Is he going to get the event horizon? It doesn't look like. There it is. It's up, and he gets a kill.
Flash Ignite.
So
Two flashes.
Yeah, 2 flashes
Mm-hmm.
and an ignite for a kill.
Yeah.
If I were Nautilus, I'd definitely be looking to do some, mid lane action. With
Especially if you
botting.
could just chain
Yeah.
the stun from Xerath into to the hook from Nautilus. You can lock him down for a really long time.
Don't chase that, Oz. There you go. Good job. Nice damage going down. You're gonna have to force him to back.
Good
pop
little
all-
trade there.
Yeah, he's gonna pop all his flasks, but that's gonna be really dangerous for. No, he's gonna back up. Well, maybe not.
He still has 2 flask charges. Excuse me. He still has 2 flask charges. He could theoretically stay for a little bit longer in the lane, but I don't know how safe he's gonna feel for now.
No, not unless he keeps it closer to his turret. But I don't know. It's a tough choice right there.
If he could dodge Arcano Pulse, he would be in good shape, but a lot of them have been hitting in that mid lane. There's another one.
Yeah. Oh, good stun going down. Although, unless you're gonna be following up with
Nautilus actually comes down and ganks in the bottom lane. They're gonna force the flash out of Thresh.
Oh,
It's gonna be
is he gonna
one
get the
hit.
chain up? It's not up, but
Gets the slow. Heals burn.
Ooh,
And they're actually
nice
gonna pull
grab.
the Morgana into the turret range and pick up the kill. That was a nice turnaround.
that was an amazing turnaround. That was really, really bad for purple team. And this is where they're just gonna. This is that early game power that the blue team
Yeah.
has with that
He
Caitlyn.
still has heal. He's gonna try and bait something out here in the bottom lane. Because he knows Caitlyn doesn't.
It's a
How do you
dangerous
guys feel
spot.
about starting Ruby Crystal and rushing Sightstone on
I
Thresh?
absolutely 100% agree.
I agree with that.
I think it was you, Badger, that actually turned me on to the whole idea. I
think it was.
I used to be a Doran Shield kind of guy for supports,
And then
but
the-
then I tried Ruby Crystal in the bot lane as Leona, and I am now completely 100% hooked on getting Ruby Crystal
Yep.
like as a first item.
Uh-huh. I believe I actually was the one that told you about it, or someone told you.
Someone
One of
told
us
me
told
about
you about it.
Yeah. Might have been
But I've been
Shira.
doing it for a long time now.
Yeah, it's one of the best things that I ever did for my support was going Ruby Sidestone first, or I'm sorry, not Ruby Sidestone.
Oh, the hook lands onto the Twitch because the Morgana wasted the black shield, and that forced the heal and the exhaust to come out of purple bot lane.
Doran's is good on Thresh.
And here comes the Pantheon from the side. Twitch is.
Oh, that's
Oh, they're
stun.
just gonna catch on
Chooses
the
to
Morgana.
stun.
Oh, but the.
That was a bad gank. That could have been an easy kill for blue team if he hadn't used his stun on the Morgana.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Twitch was already stealthed up, and it came down to just Thresh missing the hook.
Yeah, but I mean, he still could have had something come out from that. Like even with the against the Twitch. Like yeah, he was stealthing, but a good Q might have caught him. But anyway, I really like Doran Shield on supports regardless, especially on engaged supports like Thresh and Leona. Like it's both really good. It's really good for both
Yeah.
of them. I actually don't like Relic on.
I'm not a huge fan of Relic. I love the speed up. That's a cheeky lantern from Thresh.
Yeah, I think it was just to kind of try and make him afraid.
Oh,
we are
but
gonna
in the
see a
mid
good
lane.
gank in the mid.
Vygar's gonna go low.
Good kill, Craven.
Eye of Destruction picks up the kill. Nice block in the bottom lane. Caitlyn does a lot of damage.
That was an amazing kill right there. I thought he was gonna get away.
Yeah. Eye of Destruction just came down and ended.
Damn it! I hate that.
Made him blind to the world.
I hate Skype sometimes. It's really pissing me off.
Skype does suck sometimes.
Just
Are you
don't-
on-
I mean, I have to sit in Skype, but just don't run like Ruby Sightstone. Like, just get your regular Sightstone. Because I could rant about Ruby Sightstone, but I'd really rather not, because I'm pretty sure every single person's already heard it.
Yeah, we've heard the Ruby Sightstone rant. Second rotation of buffs coming around for junglers. You see Pantheon's building towards Elder Lizard, of course.
As you should be.
As he should be.
I'm curious as to what the Nautilus is going to get. Like, you can either build Golem or you could build Lizard.
Wraith.
I like Lizard on him.
Lizard's pretty good too.
I love Lizard on him because your Lizard procs off of your shield W and off of your slow. I mean, it procs off of everything, but like it's really effective. It's really good for clearing. Like, it helps us clear really well. But anyway, top lane actually kind of surprising me. I think it's just because this Udyr is very passive. He doesn't.
Yeah,
really
he's
like
not
to
playing as aggressive enough to take advantage of the fact that. Okay, well, Cho'Gath's going to be building Roa this game. You can tell by the Ruby Crystal and the Sapphire Crystal.
Well, that
so he's building into
so
Catalyst
anyway. That's just an amazing item for him anyway.
Yeah, that's a good item.
See something going down in the bot lane jungle. Pantheon setting up for something.
Gonna get caught out here a little bit.
Oh, very caught out.
He's super caught out, but the blue team bottom lane is actually going to rotate over before the purple team, and they're going to go back and forth. Xerath is going to pick up the kill with the ulti.
Oh, wow. And Threshbox, because?
Threshbox for the disengage.
I don't think that they would have been able to catch up with that anyway. Craven knows that Event Horizon is down, so that's good to kind of go.
Blue team picked up a kill. Well, blue team picked up a kill, but they lost a turret, so it was kind of, I'd say, kind of worth for.
Oh, wow! All right, so good heal coming out to save his life right there.
The heal bait.
Needs it back out. Oh,
Neither
flash!
Mana. Oh, and he flashes
Ignite.
The wall.
All right, so you used Ignite right
play.
there. He used Ignite and Flash. He just burnt 2 summoners just to get that 1 kill. Like, you were already going to get that kill. You did not need to Ignite, sir. Just so you know, for next time. If he's that low and you know you're going to be able to do something.
Oh, in the top lane. Cutlass pops. And Cho'Gath's forced to flash. Here's the trade potential. The Bilgewater Cutlass Udyr trade with Tiger Stance is going to start hitting hard against this Cho'Gath.
Oh, did they change that? I thought it was on all abilities.
What?
Spirit of the Yellow Lizard. No, you're right. I'm sorry. Just
just procs off. So I imagine he's gonna go Golem, which he's got the Ruby Crystal for it already. Yeah. But
That's
early weird. boots 5. I love that rush.
Yeah.
Early mobility on junglers.
Yeah. Especially on Nautilus. Nautilus is so, like, provides so much, like, just a wall for people when he has Moby. It's nuts. Like, look how fast he is right now. He's like, I'm running.
Nautilus.
He's gonna get seen here.
He got seen, but Udyr actually does not have a point in bear stance.
This is really good. Yeah, Udyr, you need to put a point in bear stance. You have a stun. You use.
Blue team sees the Nautilus in the top lane. Oh, and the hook barely misses, but they're going to try and respond with a dragon here.
As they should. They have their jungler down there. It is easily. Alright, well, he's coming back down. Do Philly. It depends on which lane. I can't tell you which one I would prefer unless I know if it's mid or bot.
Would you prefer Ziggs or Lulu?
I'm assuming you're talking about mid lane. And
I assume you're talking
Ziggs.
about mid. I would say Ziggs.
Yeah, I would prefer
honestly.
Ziggs as well. It's funny, if this Udyr had bear stance, he would be able to kill that chill on his tower.
Yeah.
But
oh yeah,
he doesn't
for sure
have
he'd
bear
be able to
stance.
tower dive him.
So good rotation coming out of out of blue team.
3-man siege in the mid lane, but Xerath's going to provide enough wave clear between Arcano Pulse and Eye of Destruction that it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
It's weird that he picked. I say this a lot, but I don't like Ziggs, or I don't like a champion that has that works really well in sieges, like a Xerath or a Ziggs or such like that. Oh, and we actually see the Event Horizon come down, forces the flash. Little CC goes down onto the Thresh, and he's gonna
Oh
go down
wow, nice job. Pantheon coming in though.
he's gonna rise to the Arcanite, side of the rise of the Arcanite, and we're actually gonna see Vygar pick up the kill onto the Xerath, and they're gonna trade 1-for-1, and then the hook's gonna come down, and they're gonna. Caitlyn's auto-attacking minions at this point, but it doesn't matter. Vygar's gonna pick up the kill with the, gosh, what is that? Dark Matter.
Yeah, Viger kind of hurts right now.
He's getting to the point of the game when he hurts. He has 4 kills, and Udyr actually walks into the rupture after.
For the love of God, put a point in your goddamn like bear stance.
Please,
I
put a
don't know
fucking
why
bear
you don't have a
stance.
point in bear stance anyway. Like, it's a stun. It's an interrupt. Like, even if it is a small stun and a short interrupt, like that's an interrupt.
Lulu's still a fine mid laner. She's a more support oriented mid at this point.
You have to know what she's capable of as a mid laner to. That's a dead Viger.
That's a dead Vygar, but he might take one with him. Yeah.
Shut down.
But shutdown gold definitely made that worth for the purple team. It's a lot of shutdown gold.
Oh, nice hook from those Thresh.
No, I don't. Dazul. I think they almost every single mid laner, debatably, unless you're playing someone like I don't know, like Fizz or someone, should be short treads no matter what. Unless you're looking to get some tenacity.
Or you're
because-
playing an AD champion.
Yeah. Or you're playing an AD champion. But I've definitely gotten Merchant. Oh my goodness, that's gonna.
The damage from the Xerath though, in the mid, took Caitlyn down to about half. He's getting some poke, but Udyr's realizing slowly that he cannot trade with this, and he's actually gonna come back at half health. He didn't wait long enough for his teleport.
Do we think Lulu's role in top may change? No, I don't. I don't think so at all. I think that Lulu is too, and maybe in the low elo, someone that's good at Lulu, but she's actually pretty easy to counter if you know what you're doing against a Lulu.
Twitch is freezing this bottom lane.
He's doing a good job freezing.
He's doing a deep freeze right now because he's
really behind.
30 CS behind.
Yeah, and look where Europe is. Like, I mean, they're actually a lot better than they were last season, but Europe is still, like, I don't follow.
They're like,
I don't like to follow Europe.
I'd put them like 4th best region, but actually in the top lane. Gank comes out, Udyr gets hit by the Rupture, and here comes the Grand Skyfall. They're going to throw the Depth Charge down onto the Cho'Gath, but it's just not going to be enough. They're going to kill off the Udyr here.
Cho'Gath's gonna get
is
out.
a monster. And he lands another Rupture, and it's actually going to be a double kill that goes over to Pantheon. That's not the worst thing in the world, because Pantheon will be able to do insane amount of damage while diving onto the back line of Xerath and Twitch. But a tanky Cho'Gath is something that should be...
You don't necessarily, like, okay, so here's the thing that I've said multiple times, and I'll say it again. A cooldown on cooldown is helpful because it's something you can use, but if you're not going to use it, then it doesn't matter, okay?
Yeah.
So, like, with the Cho using that true damage to, like, lower the health of a Udyr, that's actually a really effective means, especially if he thinks that someone's going to come up, like the Pantheon, or if, you know, he's going to be able to get a kill later out of it. So... You just gotta... Oh, that's a dead Thresh.
Oh, he walked right
walked
into
back
it.
But anyway, Cho doesn't need to ult just minions or get executions on it. Like it's a short enough cooldown to where he can use it if he feels like it's gonna be beneficial, and it definitely got him the kill right there.
Oh, flash stun. And the high amount of CC coming out. Morgana is going to start channeling Soul Shackles, but she's going to go down to the Ignite of the Vygar, and they're going to just trade 1-for-1 at this point. Dragon's going to be up in 20 seconds.
So right now, he just used his ultimate on Cho'Gath, forcing him to back. Now, he has a couple choices here. He can keep pressuring, or he can just keep, you know, farming away and using his passive to lifesteal back. It's going to be up in half of a minute. If that Udyr is still around...
Oh my
God,
gosh,
deleted.
Craven just flashed into his own death.
if that Udyr is still around, that was a really good play, but I want to finish my statement.
Yeah.
If he decides to stay around, he's gonna die. So like right now, Udyr is now a lot lower in health. He had to go get a minion, and his ult's gonna be back up
Actually,
here in a
it's
second.
late. He might burn him down. He should have taken the opportunity to burn him down while the consume, or not consume,
Feast.
beast is
Ooh,
not
good
new.
flash.
Yeah, that was a good flash. But he should have.
It doesn't matter because
Udyr
no
should've-
bear stance. Fucking A, dude. Okay, he does have bear stance. I was like, why aren't you using it? It gives you movement speed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why, for real, use bear stance and blue team
we're-
picks up
we're
a
gonna
dragon.
let's holler at this Udyr for a second, bro. Bear stance gives you movement speed. It allows you to stack your passive, and it is a stun. You should be using that when
And it
chasing.
has an effective gap closer in it
Yeah.
because
Use it to
propels
chase.
you to the target if you get within a certain range.
Yeah, use it to chase.
And he also had blade and he didn't pop blade.
You gotta be a lot more, a lot more aggressive with that bear stance. Oh wow, that's a lot of damage coming out of Craven. He's gonna actually finish up this kill, and he does. I wonder what
Yeah.
the cooldown goes down to when he uses an ult but dies during it.
It's still the same. If he doesn't fire one, half the cooldown is taken back. But anything else...
No,
puts
no,
it
no,
on
no, no,
full speed.
not Craven. I meant Pantheon.
Oh, Pantheon?
Mhm.
I think it's like 10 seconds.
Okay, if it's not finished.
Yeah. Udyr just needs to go back up because he doesn't have enough damage at this point to deal with the Glacial Shroud Shogath.
Lunar, if he has enough mana to switch to Tiger form, he has enough mana to switch to Bear form.
Twitch getting caught out in the bottom lane. Twitch is just such an immobile champion, and the fact that they changed his stealth to delay it to 6 seconds if he takes damage just ruins Twitch as a champion at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Depth charge comes down in the top lane,
Yeah.
but a
Don't
nice
know if it's
rupture
gonna be
stops the
enough.
engage from the Udyr, and he's not even going for it.
No, he's not, and he's not in bear stance, so it doesn't matter anyway. He's
Right.
not getting that bonus movement speed.
He doesn't get the bear stance stuns and the move speed.
Udyr's like he should be winning that lane, but he's not simply because Cho'Gath is just he gave Cho'Gath way too much leeway.
Pantheon is actually building. He built Elder Lizard. Yeah, excuse me. You want to talk about that real quick while I yawn?
Elder Lizard on
Elder Lizard into Tiamat, and he's actually managed to dodge all the alt charges, but
It's
he's
not
gonna go
gonna
down
matter.
here to the Tormented Soil, but Vygar's already deleting people. He didn't even Deathfire Grasp
deleted.
there.
Buff transfer complete. I was gonna say something about Pantheon should be giving blue buff to the Vigar now, but he just did. So
He just did. What's
Caitlyn.
Caitlyn building? Caitlyn looks like she's building this standard... An old Caitlyn build before, as Nautilus gets dove underneath the turret, an old Caitlyn build was to go Bloodthirster into Last Whisper, so your Piltover Peacemakers and your Ace in the Hole hit really hard. But since you can't go... Yeah, see there, that's the damage output. But since you can't go it's not smart to go Bloodthirster into Last Whisper anymore. He just substituted the Bloodthirster for Infinity Edge and took a Vamp Scepter early on.
Yeah, which is good. I think that's a perfectly fine build, honestly. In fact,
It's
I
an
would
old
agree
school
with
build.
it.
And Twitch gets caught out in the bottom lane. Again. Stealth delay OP.
I disagree, just the nib. There's a lot of damage between her Piltover Pacemaker and her ultimate that allows her to kind of fill a little bit part of an AD caster kind of role, to where she can, like damage is justifiable in her rather than
Yeah,
attack
Varus
speed.
does that Legolas build.
It's damage because you're going to be using your abilities over attack speed because you don't want to auto attack as much.
Yep.
And with the team comp against the one that they're doing that are tanky, I completely
Pantheon
agree
flashes
with it.
onto their team, and it's just Pantheon and Vygar are kind of massive right now. And so is this Actually, she's gonna go Blade of the Ruined King. Doesn't surprise me. Blade of the Ruined King is so great with the on hit.
It is really good.
now.
And now that's a lot of attack speed that she has right now. So that's probably why she didn't go Zeal.
She's got a very. I mean, the problem is if you go Blade, you're gonna want to rush like a. Oh, that's the Deathfire Grasp into all the
jeez.
damage. And that's the whole point I said
Flippin'
earlier of if
deleted.
Vygar can one-shot anyone, then it's gonna be a bad time.
Grommet, I'm not sure that this Twitch has many options aside from trying to freeze a lane and split push because, or freeze a lane.
There's
and
really
farm.
no lanes that he can.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
tough.
unless he wants to combat super minions in the mid lane, he's not gonna really be able to do anything at this point.
So he's at the point where he's just too far behind to, like, not say come back because honestly, with I don't know, mathematically right now, blue team is too far ahead.
They're about
To
8k gold
lose.
ahead at this point.
And
That's
If-
another turret going down, so they're gonna extend to almost.
with that being the case, that means that unless blue team does something to throw, they're gonna win. So
Yeah.
there's not a whole lot that purple team or that Twitch in general can do. There are things that Twitch could have done before to try and
They just
mitigate.
didn't take advantage.
But
They
no.
got destroyed early on, and Vygar or Udyr and Caitlyn are gonna go 1v1, and then here
Oh,
comes
wow.
the Pantheon. And Shocking Orb is actually gonna pick up the kill for the Xerath, but Twitch is probably gonna go down here. One more hit. Rupture almost takes him down. Here comes the Grand Skyfall, though. Are they gonna be able to keep the peel up for the Twitch? Heal comes out. They're doing a really good job of peeling him off for him. That's gonna be a double kill for the Xerath, and Shocking Orb is again.
Oh!
But, the Vygar flashes right on top of him and uses the
Did
the
he?
Primordial Burst.
It looked
and
like he
just-
used flash to try and dodge the stun, which
Yeah,
was
he
awesome.
did a really good. He flashed. He tried to flash the stun and just destroyed him. That was a well played move by the Vygar, and Super Minions and two members of the blue team are going to be pushing down, and there's
Come on.
Deathfire Grasp into a bunch of pain from the
Deleted.
Vygar.
Thanks for playing. But Vygar once again igniting without the need. You didn't need to ignite there.
He really
I'm
did.
sorry, buddy. Like, you've won already, but it's just a habit that you need to make do. Like, for me, like, habits that I just automatically do, like, they're things that you need to just recognize that it's not going to make a difference whether or not. And whether or not it's not going to make a difference because the game is pretty much over, you should still just get in the habit of not doing it. You see what I mean? Like, for me, the habit that I do is whenever I play Hearthstone as a priest, I always make sure I heal, whether or not I need to, just in case, like... What I'm saying
Yeah.
is, like, you make a habit of doing something so that you do it when you need to do it rather than not doing it when you don't need to do it. It's really confusing, but igniting when you don't need to is a lot worse than not igniting when you needed to.
Yeah.
Because you're wasting a spell rather than just not using it. Close.
Oh, that hook almost landed. Caitlyn takes a couple autos from the turret.
There's a good chance that he is gold, but
Yeah.
you're allowed to be gold.
That's the. Oh, actually, Thresh might go
Nice.
down our turret here. Is he gonna cast Rise of the Arcanite?
He didn't have movement
Oh.
speed. Oh, flash!
Oh,
Oh!
flash.
Oh!
almost
Dodge!
got it.
Sorry, I
But
was watching that, but Caitlin's
Talos
gonna
is
die.
gonna go over the wall, and he's actually gonna aggro the white, and Xerath is gonna pick up the kill onto Caitlyn with the help of the white. And White's actually, Barry White's doing a really good job of laying down some damage in this fight. Here comes the Pantheon.
Hitting
Grand
3
Skyfall
people.
picks up the kill. There's one.
He's gonna
Chain
go down.
CC onto Xerath, or Chain CC from Xerath and Morgana is going to pick up the kill onto the Pantheon.
That was what happened there. Caitlyn got. Udyr is actually finally doing a good job of being super aggressive because that's who he is. Like, Udyr is just an aggressive person, so.
He's starting to finally play the
The
Trick
role.
2G maximum disrespect kind of.
Oh,
Udyr.
wow.
Well, yeah, but the true damage from Cho'Gath comes through.
But Udyr definitely turned that fight. That was really good. Yep, that's a semi-throw. And that's exactly where Twitch needed to be in that.
Twitch had really good positioning in that fight.
Yeah, and that he got. I mean, he only got a kill and a couple assists off of that, but I mean that's gold that he didn't have. Yeah, they spent a lot of time taking damage from the turret while they got flanked, which was a really bad idea for the blue team.
Mm-hmm. Purple team just came from the side and cleaned it up a little, mopped the floor a little.
Surprisingly enough, though, blue team is still 10k, almost 10k ahead, 9k,
Yeah.
but
Mm-hmm.
at this point, it's kind of funny. I love that he just used a red on a bush that was pinked. That's funny. Ultimate
Death
coming
charge.
down.
Oh, it misses, but
Oh,
he's baiting him
gets
in a
the Morgana.
little bit.
Ah.
He's actually gonna go down before he can use Remedial Burst, and this is starting to look pretty bad for
Yeah,
the
but
blue team,
teleport
but-
coming in from Udyr.
TP's gonna come in. Blue team should have disengaged when their two main carries got knocked out of the fight early. Here comes Twitch from the side with the rat-a-tat-tat across the entire team, and he's just gonna hit for massive amounts of damage.
Rat-a-tat-tat.
Rat-a-tat-tat. I started calling it that.
Oh, man.
Udir's actually gonna go down here.
Oh, Cho'Gath gonna go down.
Kayla's right there. Get the one.
Cho'Gath
It's
gonna go down.
Is
This is
he
gonna
go
live.
down? Twitch.
From movement
Twitch, they
speed?
see you.
No, he's
Oh,
not gonna be able to get there.
no.
That was close. So Twitch finally getting really back into this. He just got another kill and another assist. So this is kind of what Twitch is wanting.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Now I think it would be a good idea for Twitch and like the Nautilus to stick together and maybe like split a lane together. Those two right
No,
there.
we don't
could
do
probably
one
a lot
game.
of
We're probably
damage.
gonna do 3 tonight since
Yeah.
we have so many people wanting to play.
I'd be down for 3.
Yeah,
Maybe text somebody though.
I'm good with 3 games tonight. I don't care.
I said mathematically impossible unless blue threw, and they're throwing.
Yeah, unless it's mathematically impossible unless blue team throws,
and they're
they
throwing.
They're starting to throw a little bit.
They're doing the
They're starting to get
definition
caught
of
out. Vygar is getting a little cocky.
Vygar's
I'd
getting
say.
seriously caught out, like ridiculously caught out. Vygar needs to be going in after the Pantheon and the
Talisman of
Cho'Gath
Ascension's
and Morgana.
actually going to get popped, and they're going to catch Morgana here. Zhonya's
weirdly enough.
Zhonya's
used.
without Soul Shackles was interesting. And that was kind of a throw.
The tape
I'd
will
s-
tell? I don't know. I'm
Uh.
pretty good at math, actually, seeing as I tutor it.
Twitch is going to get caught a little. Rush is not going to hit on anything.
Yeah, but they have
Just
someone.
missed CC.
Morgana down. This is going to be an easy inhibitor with the Caitlyn.
Actually going to throw a little bit of CC Caitlyn's way.
Make
Purple
you
team
get-
should
go for the
just
inhibitor.
be poking with the... Xerath should be just poking him off, but he's going to actually go down here to the Nom Nom. And here comes Twitch. Pantheon's going to jump right on top of him. And it looks like blue team is just going to push through the end. Push through the Nexus and end the game. Actually, that's the Flash Event Horizon into Kaboom onto the Twitch. And that is
Game.
game. Nice job to take the early lead, throw the game away, and manage to bring the game back before it got out of control by the blue team.
Yeah, because
We're
that
moving on to...
was really close.
We
to
shall
getting
move
control.
on to the next game right now. Give me like 5 minutes. And I'll be right back. I've got to go grab some beverage.
Alright, I can talk, I guess. I'll talk.
Yeah. If you want to make the lobby, that would be cool too.
Sure, I can do that.
Alright, give me 30 seconds.
What was the game name before? Remember, guys, if you play, do not play again. I will be monitoring.
Yeah, if you were in the first game, please do not join the second one. Alright. The return of Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon! Guys, Jimmy Fallon! Yeah, Jilly Fallon. Oh, sorry, I need to mute my phone.